action. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I heard you act and you're a musician as well.
I haven't.
Pardon
I
me?
said I haven't. No. I'm not. I'm producing.
The Luna Trendy Home Furniture sponsors the TheNanaChurcherShow.
In such a way that we keep a lot of things to ourselves. Things that we could easily.
Thank you so much. I'll come back and have my share. Okay, thank you.
Today, I am so privileged and honored to have one of Nollywood's and Africa's top actor, Iyke, sit down with me and, have a one-to-one conversation. I wouldn't say, one of those exclusives because I feel like a sister here. But thank you so much for honoring this invitation, Iyke. You're looking great, very. Should I say westernized or Americanized?
I try to fit into every mode I find myself. Right now it's English nice.
English nice. Yes, I hope that is a word. We have to find out.
We always get our own word.
You have this wonderful Nigerian name. How do you pronounce it?
It's Iyke.
Iyke.
It means God's strength.
Wow. So it's James Iyke.
It's someone.
Is someone. Wow. So how did you come about the name of James or Jim Iyke?
The short form for James is Jim.
Yeah.
The short form for Iyke is
Iyke. You have a background, BSc in psychology and diploma in banking and finance. So how come you switched into acting?
Nigerian, it just so happens that Africa is so fixated on paper qualifications. It's outrageous. Some of the best and most successful people at what they do at the craft they apply in the world had no formal education. But that's not to say I'm not an advocate of education. I think it's the first pedestrian life. That's a platform that leads credence to every other thing you do. It was absolutely important that I got that done. And I know only to prove to myself, but also you need to know the formal set of education and to get the togetherness of meeting other people from other walks of life for you to be enriched and strengthened enough for your lifelong journeys. But having said that, I think the elementary knowledge that really fosters your character and shapes your well-being is that which you derive from the street, from your everyday experiences. And what I learned from the classroom, gave me an edge. It pushes my agenda much more than any other. I mean, we're talking about character depiction here. And psychology affords you the foreknowledge to understand the part and the mannerisms that most characters run with. And so when I had a script to study, and of course I merged it with my training beforehand, it was easy to understand my character. So they feed off each other. It's a confluence of everything I've learned in formal and informal settings, and all the symposiums and classes I had to take after to better my craft. It all came together nicely to make a better informed actor.
And how did your parents feel about that? Because I know African parents, either you're a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant. So when you switched to acting, what was their reaction?
My mom always said I'm a living testament of what it means to forge your own way up. I've always had a strong will, and you can only have been forged because I lived with women. Women can be single in the pursuit of things. Any woman that doesn't want something doesn't want it enough. And seriously, when a woman wants something single-mindedly, the chances of her getting it is 8 to 10. With men, we're born with the cumbersomeness of sentimentality, of our lack of judgment, and so many other things that we always ego. It's not a harder for one. If you want something, you should do what it takes to get it. I took a little bit of that from that.
Wow.
And so when I focus. Every other thing becomes secondary. And my career was like that. When it dawned on me that this was not the path I wanted to follow, your parents may not see reasons with it, but it's left to you. The greatest hurdle is convincing your family that you're capable. I grew up a very shy child.
Are you
Yes,
shy? Really?
excruciatingly shy. You know, I was always the one that couldn't come down from upstairs to meet the family. I couldn't relate with people because I was always indoors a lot, and I was very academic driven.
Okay.
And I think that was what broke my dad's heart when I said, "Okay, I'm taking another route." He's like, "You're so good. I mean, if you were, if you're academically redundant, I understand that you could do something, but this is what you do. You're a straight A student. You're extremely good in your studies. Why do you want to end your life doing this?" But they don't know what you see when it's so difficult to let a child go in the outer world. But then you must also have an open mind as to what he sees and different philosophies and ideals he embraces. And then you come home, you have to find a meeting point. Being African parents, they were not able to find that meeting point. I don't judge them for it. I love them even more for giving the background they gave me and for trying to protect me as much as they did. But I forged different ideals and different paths in life, and irrespective of their support, I had to go after my dreams. And 2 years the start of my career was pretty awkward because I couldn't come home and they didn't enjoy my early successes with me. But when I do come home, it just, believe me, it is like nothing I can really describe in words.
Is that why you got the name Nollywood's Bad Boy?
Everybody, there's anybody that's trying to change politics. They're trying to go against the grain of time, change people's mindsets and philosophy. It's always been the bad boy. Even what's his name? Boris
Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson, the mayor here. He's considered a bad boy, isn't he? But he's extremely good at what he does.
He does.
The Pacinos, the Michelangelos, the Caprios, all the geniuses of our time, both in my world and the world considered the world outside, they are all considered bad boys. But then when you forge new frontiers and you break barriers and you try to form different opinions and recreate people's mindsets and bring opinions of your own and not forcing on people. Well, you're independent as a thinker. You're not free to stand alone in your mindset. You will be considered a bad boy. So in philosophy, I'm a bad boy.
Okay.
Physically, I don't think I just in the road. I'm very brave in the road, but outside I'm a kid.
Yeah. Right. So you also launched your record label, which is the Untamed Records. What motivated you to go into music? Do you sing? Have you?
I rapped a bit.
Could you do a little rap?
I write the checks now. I don't do the rap. Yeah, well, I will say that. The point was that, like every other thing that I do in life, I want to understand how it works.
Okay.
It wasn't enough to sit down and sign artists and just manage them, get people that were more knowledge than me to manage them. I wanted to be in the forefront. I wanted to be involved, to immerse myself into it. A lot of people consider the album as something I didn't do well. I don't care. It depends on your measure, the parameter by which you measure success. I think to success, we taught me the rudiments of the business. I'm timing myself now. I'm just so involved in different things. I can't find the time for it. But truth is that there are very talented young men we're speaking to at the moment. 2 of them I want to sign them. Some of 5 we just put pen on the dotted lines with one of them. The other one I'm waiting to go back home to actualize that as well. And then we unleash them. But then I will be doing this business not from the perspective of a background, or background ownership. I'm going to be involved hands-on on the everyday running because I understand it. I've been an artist. I've sold few records. I've come to understand the business. I wanted to understand the business of music. I wasn't going to be an artist. I wanted ownership, not participation.
Okay.
People don't understand that. These are 2 different things. And the only way you can have ownership is by understanding what it means to be an owner. You understand? You have to be involved in it. So I immersed myself in it, came out, understood it, and put my guidelines. And it's the same. Every passion of my life must be turned into a business. When Untamed got into cars, I said, okay, my love for cars. Over my career, I've driven a variety of exotic cars.
Which were your favorite?
I would think the Range Rover, but no. I got a Viper once that was astounding. And later I drive a Camaro convertible right now. That's really nice, yeah.
Nice. Okay, maybe I'll have a ride when it's time. But you've done some movies. You've produced some movies
About
as well.
8 right now.
About 8 as well. That from your production
Company. Production.
And there was also white shades.
Shades of
Shades
White
of
and
White
$2.
and $2.
We did one in Cameroon, and we've involved ourselves in the funding of over 2 or 3, but people don't know that, it doesn't matter.
So counting, how many movies have you starred in as an actor?
My whole career, my biography, seriously, I don't even know. I don't. There's a year, there's some 3-4 years ago, I did 48 films in 1 year.
Lord, 48?
Yes. You see, my life revolved around work. It still does, but right now there's a structure, But beforehand, it was work. That's why I became socially redundant. I didn't know what was happening anymore. I just had a schedule. I worked from 1st January to 23rd December, no break. It was astounding.
Can I say you are a workaholic then?
Yes, in
You
every
are.
respect, yes. But,
Okay.
But I had to bring people that I had to
We'll be
structure
right
my
back.
life.
Action. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I heard you act and you're a musician as well.
I am it.
Pardon
I
me?
said I am it. I'm not. I'm producing.
The Luna Trendy Home Furniture sponsors the TheNanaChurcherShow.
Elements AV presents a knockout film with bare knuckles that will take you over the edge. One world, one man, and one final fight. Featuring Giuseppe Incanza, Gilbert Jabate, and Dokas Niamke. He has lost his son. And now he's about to lose what he cares about the most. Let the fight begin.
Action. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I heard you act and you're a musician as well.
I am it.
Pardon
I
me?
said I am it. I'm not. I'm producing.
The Luna Trendy Home Furniture sponsors the TheNanaChurcherShow.
So we were talking about love. Are you in love or have you ever been in love?
Many times.
Many times? How many
Yes,
times?
Yeah, not many times. I've been love. You find love. Love is the epitome that drives the creative force in my life. The good thing about being an actor is that you're in touch with your emotions. Except in very rare cases where you're completely disconnected from who you are. You've taken on the persona of this thing you do, not to truly apply. But no, I try to keep a healthy distance between it. A healthy demarcation. So basically, I whenever anything, one word or the other, energizes me and intrigues me in a sense, in a positive way, I come to love it. I try and exercise the power of love in almost everything I do as much as possible.
Do you have a soft spot there?
Yes,
Soft.
I think I do. Most people you see with hard edges, extremely soft, they're just protecting something. The ones that have soft edges are the ones you should look out for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the people that are with hard edges, I'm a little rough at the edges. I'm not going to deny that.
You're an actor.
Yes, I like to get things done. I don't suffer fools. I don't like people that think that should know better, not acting better.
You also love sports.
Yes.
Which are your favorite sports?
I do mountain climbing.
Mountain climbing?
Yes, I do extreme sports. I don't like all the regular stuff. I do marathons. I've done 2. I did 2 last year. Year before that, I did 1. I run at least the upwards of 15 kilometers every 2-3 days because My estate is about that. I don't do the weightlifting thing and all that. I don't do that.
What about the setup to get the six pack?
I'm more into what you call, I'm more into survival sports. I like to tax myself, challenge myself, no end. I have a black belt in Taekwondo, so I do as much as I can in martial arts to keep myself interested. I'm a very sporty person. I find athletics come very easily to me. It really does. It's something I don't have to struggle to learn. The only thing that I know I can do very well is swimming.
Oh, right.
Yes, but,
What about football?
My dad is a mellow, diplomatic man by every respect. But the quickest way to commit suicide is go stand on the TV. Announce there's food and you want him to get up. But we don't even bother with him anymore. We don't change channels.
Really?
No, we don't. You can't do it. Him and his friends, they will store whatever they had in their hands at you and wait for the result. So I just said, if the coolest dude I know is so extreme about stuff, I don't want to be involved in it. When I decided I don't want football was I took one of my dad's Italy versus Argentina VHS and I dubbed a home video on it. Me and my sisters were fooling around, my dad just bought us and we dubbed it. Goodness, so my dad came back and found out what happened. I can still hear the whips of my behind for what I did.
You got lashes. How many?
Excuse me? I lost count at some point when I was close to passing out, but he was so angry. And when he came later to it, that's what I love about my man. He doesn't have a problem apologizing and telling you what's wrong. He really tried to show he was sorry for a long time. But he left an indelible mark in my life that this is one place I don't want to go. So as I grew up, I completely distanced myself and disconnected myself from it. And now it holds no substance for me, absolutely.
Wow.
I don't even subscribe to football channels.
Really?
The boys quarters, the boys, I know when they're watching football, they scream, they shout. When I call for someone to come upstairs and do something for me, they drag their feet. I know there's football. I leave them to do their thing. But I'm not into football.
Brilliant. Also, let's come back to Nollywood and Hollywood.
Yes.
I know you're one of the top celebrated Nollywood and African actors. But do you think the Nollywood movies one day will be in the same circle with Hollywood movies?
Doubt and naysaying is basically not the propensity of a business that was forged out of people's will. Nollywood was forged plainly and completely from the will of people. We didn't have a frame of reference. We didn't have structures like Hollywood. Hollywood is over a century old. People fail to understand that when they make these comparisons. And they also forget that Bollywood, some few years ago, was a non-entity. It's one of those stuff you scale the wall to go watch in one of the cinemas. How can people be dancing like girls and singing, for Christ's sake? Grown men, we thought it was absurd. It's a multi-billion-dollar business now. And we went through time. Now Hollywood is like that. We're trying to find our feet, don't forget it. We're a work in progress, so to speak. And the new crowd of actors now, they've trained in the same school they have trained, they have the same quality of talent they have. And they're here now and they're working. Black Hollywood is only dawned on them that the way is not to sit and there fight for roles with white people, with white actors. It's to come here and try and forge a certain image and partnership with us and move forward. We have to promote our own agenda, nobody else will. People in the diaspora begin to also understand that they must embrace their own in order for us to move forward. So there's a new buzz in the air. It's the beginning, it's a dawning for African cinema. The world is watching, and we all know that.
The world is
small
watching.
Time, we will embrace our ideals, and surely we'll get there.
They get them. Brilliant. So, who are your favorite actresses and actors in Nollywood and favorite actors and actresses in Hollywood?
I'll take that question with a little diplomacy, if you may.
Yeah.
To throw out stuff like that, me putting me on the spot, and everybody will be like, oh God, I thought we kissed birds, I thought we had professional chemistry. Oh my God, Jim, how can you do this to me? I like a few. Nadia Buhari sort of. She gets the job done in a sense. In her own way, she's very special when she delivers. I like to work with Rita. Rita is really cool. Rita is your face, but I like Kate Henshaw. Kate is exceptional. When Kate embodies a character, she leaves it. Jenny does her research well. It's a good thing for her. Toto is the aggressor. Toto lets you know I know this thing. You can't tell me nothing. I like her confidence. I like her arrogance. You know, and there's so many of them out there. Like for the guys, everybody has done so well for themselves. You can pick and choose, but yeah, internationally, oh, come on. I just became a great fan of Don Lewis.
Okay.
He is exceptional, possibly one of the greatest actors of our time. I used to think Al Pacino and Robert De Niro were the greatest forces in first been in world, but that dude is in the class of his own. Denzel is Howard Denzel. Denzel showed black people can act. You understand? I like Will Smith's success, but basically maybe not the substance of his acting, but I'm talking about Will's substance now. But I mean, Will I like because black man too that took it from nothing and the whole took the bar a few notches for us and for people to look up there and say, okay, black person can be one of the most successful box office face in the world, and I like that. So yeah, everybody means different, gives a view, a different perspective for me as to why I should like the journeys they've taken. I like to take people's substance and put it together to create my own impression. So
Today I've gotten to know more of you, which I'm excited about. Top actor, a businessman, film producer, music producer, and you're a philanthropist as well. You just launched your
clothing line.
A clothing line as well, see?
Yeah, this is my soup. It's called.
Is it?
Yeah. We have a line of clothing line that's we've been highly successful with it.
Yay.
I have my line of t-shirts, corporate shirts, clothing line, and we're coming up with a line of boxes soon. And no, we have loafers already. It's called Untimed Men.
Untimed Men.
Yeah.
Okay, so all the camera guys, you should be getting Untimed Men. What about ladies? Are you going to?
Yeah. I own a boutique in Abuja right now. We're in the middle of opening another one in Lagos and Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's called Untamed Closet. We have 8 departments right now. It's a mall in every respect. And yeah, so we created our first female t-shirt line.
Okay.
But I'm working closely in New York with this female designer. She's young, she's vibrant, she's beautifully minded. Trust me, that's the phrase for her. And then we're working. I'm excited about it. Before the middle of this year, we should come on.
You're a businessman, a film producer, music producer, and a philanthropist. I want us to talk about your charitable deeds. You just launched your foundation, Jim Iyke Foundation. What are the aims and objectives? So
we launched a while back, some 2 years ago, not 4 years ago, but we had our first activity about the year after that. I did the most successful independently funded charity walk in Abuja. We had 8,000 kids on the street of Abuja denouncing poverty, denouncing lack of education for female kids, denouncing youth violence, and 8,000 drawn for over 125 kids in schools. I organized that, unfunded by anybody. Yes, we came out and said, let's set an example. We did it. And I was overwhelmed by the responses from parents, from teachers, from school heads. And it was a few schools said no to me. I don't take no for an answer. I woke up one day, took my entourage, rode up in their school when they were having that parade ground, climbed there while the principal was talking and said, kids, I'm having this. They said you can't come. Blame it on your principal. And I walked away. And there was chaos.
You did that?
I did it in 2 schools. There was complete chaos after that.
You weren't arrested?
Kids, what did I do? I'm trying to get your kids involved in a good cause. If I went there and I was inciting them to do something negative, then you can arrest me. But I went there and said, listen, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Come and show the kids this wrong. But your principals think you can't do it. Then I walked away, I delivered a message, I planted a seed of positivity in their mind. And they went back and bugged their parents till they brought them on. We planned 6,000, over 8,000 showed up. I didn't have the buses to take them. It was heartbreaking. You don't know how heart-wrenching it was to see kids crying they couldn't join the parade, because I had about 115 nannies.
Wow.
And I had about 12 buses that could take 40 kids in one, but I couldn't take the whole entourage. I didn't have parking space for all the parents' cars that came. The military came out, the police, everybody came out, road safety came out, but I didn't have enough manpower to manage the number of people that came out.
Wow.
So we did it, and after that, as my career progressed early in the year, I think 2 years ago I met Mr. Chris Gray. And we became friends. But
who is Mr. Chris Gray? I want to know him.
Gray is my manager.
Yeah.
He's also the CEO of Grayology, and on the portfolio at the moment are people like Usher. I'm really African on the Bible, I'm privileged to.
And
There's A.A. Rahman. The first A.A. Rahman is the first Indian to win a Grammy and an Oscar at the same time.
Wow.
Come on, you know Usher. Usher's globally known. Leon Lewis is on this, Cecile, and Lush, Movado is trying to, and then me, I'm sitting there like, whoa, how did this happen?
You count yourself blessed.
Yeah, so he was too busy running up and down the world. I was running up and down the world. One day I called him and said, listen, it's my time. And he said, well, what are you? I said, this is my time. They've made great stars of everybody. I'm not just content. There's nothing challenging anymore for my turf. Like you said, I've won everything, done everything. I've done the 9 yards. It gets to a point where you've done almost everything. People are critical. Like, we need to move for crying out loud. So that was that time. And he said, come to London, let's make this work. And we did. Together, we sat down. We created the Jamaica Scripted, which we're shooting right now. It's a chronicle of my everyday life. We're shooting all over.
Which we're coming to that. We're coming to that.
So it's awesome. So again, he's also the co-founder and creator of Make a Change Foundation that has some of the greatest celebrities from the West Indies and African origin and all that. And the whole idea was to foster a common understanding amongst African descents of the diaspora. To get them to engage in initiatives that concern education, youth empowerment, emancipation of youth, and everything else positive that will empower our next generation to move ahead. We're tired of these people politicians. We're tired of them siphoning phones. We're tired of old tired men sitting up in there that can't get up in the morning because they're in their 60s and 70s and they're trying to rule a youth dominant society. So this is what Make a Change is all about. It will foster an ideology, psychologically, ideologically, spiritually, physically, to empower people, to drive that force, that momentum that will take them to the next level. We've done so many work so far. I was in Nairobi the other time at the Kibera slums where we're building a whole school for them. I was brought down by illicit liquor producers around the corner. We're up in another school in Nairobi again to do some work for charity. I went to Uganda for charity as well. I did another one in Abuja. We're progressing as we go. And then the mother of all of them is by September, we're expecting over 100,000 people in a stadium in Nairobi for a concert that will include some of the biggest names in music, film, and entertainment history.
Wow, I'm loving this. Loving this. But I wanted us to talk about your reality show. Now you're a reality star. Why do you want to go into reality? The reality show.
There's so many things people don't know about me.
Yeah. And it's called Jim Iyke Unscripted.
And that's exactly what it is in the simplest form. And Chris sat down and say, I've had certain doubts working with you. I hear you're headstrong, I hear you're crazy, I hear you, but I've been with you for a while, and we've assumed the walk on the stand of a big brother, kid brother thing. I have my meltdowns. He understands that, and he gives me space for that. I like to be crazy sometimes. I think it helps me. It helps me be creative. It helps me be me. I do me sometimes. So when I'm like that, he knows when to back off and leave me alone. Okay. But when sometimes I want to do something, and then that's when pragmatism comes into play.
Thank you so much, Jim Iyke, for coming on the Nana Churcher Show. It's been such a pleasure getting to know you, and best wishes to all that you do, and especially your reality show, Jim Iyke unscripted. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Stay beautiful. I'm a
Thank
great
you.
fan of the work.
And so that wraps up our wonderful exclusive interview with the one and only Jemai.
In such a way that we keep a lot of things to ourselves. Things that we could easily.
Thank you so much. I'll come back and have my share of clothing. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Action. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I heard you act and you're a musician as well.
I am-not.
Pardon
I
me.
said I am-not. No. I'm not. I'm producing.
The Luna Trendy Home Furniture sponsors the